Hi everybody, Lindsay here, lead programmer on Party Golf. I've got Ben, Aaron and Jacob with me to take a look at one of the categories in our custom game settings. So one of the ways to play Party Golf. The one we're going to look at here, the category is checkpoints. Really great feature, even if I must say so myself, because I'm going to claim it right here. Because Ian's not here, this is something I added to the game. Checkpoints are another additional thing to add before you sink into the hole. So it's something that you got to do before you sink. And it means that the rounds go for longer, but as you'll see from this video, they become really, really fun. I won't jump into what things you can change straight away, because let's just have a look at what checkpoints are. So normally you just have to try and get into the hole first as a race if you haven't seen Party Golf before, or shooting at the same time. In this one now, you have to make sure that you hit the numbers in order first before you go in. If you go into the hole without having done that, nothing happens. It's just like a normal bit of terrain then. Blue did very well. An amazing shot there. And so it all becomes about, it's still a race to the actual hole, but if you don't hit your checkpoints, like our newcomer Jacob here, then it comes down to the number of checkpoints that you've hit. If you're on the same number of checkpoints, then it's about how close to the nearest checkpoint you are, nearest valid checkpoint. And so we'll do one more round of this sort of default. We're on a downhill, so we'll do a couple more actually, because they're really good fun, these ones.
See, I just got in the hole, but I hadn't got the checkpoint, so it doesn't do anything.
Perfectly illustrated there, Ben.
It was amazing.
I didn't even know Ben knew how to play Party Golf. He's the guy who did our icons. I don't think he even had to go outside of the menu, was my understanding. No, Ben's claim to fame is being the purple ball in our menu videos. Make sure you check those out. There's about 3 hours of that, 3 or 4 hours. The purple ball that fails all the time is Ben right here. Alright, so that's the default mode of checkpoints, and if I had my way, would have that as our default of Party Golf. But let's have a look at the ways we can change it. So, as with anything, you can make it so there's any number of them, and if you know about our slider option, it means that you can actually make it so there were up to 50 or 100, I think, checkpoints if you wanted to. I'm not going to dive straight into that. Let's keep it at 3 just for the moment, because it keeps our videos nice and snappy so I can get through some things. You can change where they are. They can be in the sky or they can be attached to the ground. I like in the sky because it means most of them have to be a shot, but if they're on the ground, it means that you can sort of roll through all of them. Change their size on a slider as well. You can change their order, and I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to make it so that they're in a random order, and I'll show you some of the other different orderings in a second. And you can make it so you bounce off them, and that's the first change I'm going to make as well. There's a couple more. I'm not going to go into them just yet. They'll be at the end of the video for sort of battling and that sort of stuff. A lot of fun. So now they're not guaranteed to be in the order that they are. And as you can see, as Blue just hit number 2 there, if you hit one that's not in order, you don't get it. Bouncy ones really change it as well, because it makes it really hard to try and get more than one in one shot.
Really slow, let's see.
Let's get knock you guys around.
Oh, perfect.
So deep at the start.
Yep.
I'm living up to my Durful heritage here.
Unlucky they didn't quite tap that number 3 on the way through there, Jacob. So yeah, the 2 people that didn't sink there, it came down to them, and they had the same number of checkpoints. So it was about how close they were to their next checkpoint, number 3. I say their checkpoint because it depends on a lot of other rules. It's trying to be more technically correct. So it was a race of 2 people. It was red and purple, and the other 2 were doing their own thing. I don't know. Yeah.
Their own division.
Oh!
Us. That's on track to do really well there for a minute.
Yep. Oh.
Oh, come on!
Yeah, that was unintentional, but it was very enjoyable.
I don't even know. If
That
I'll
should
get
be a
my third
tagline for Party Golf. Unintentional, but very enjoyable.
enjoyable.
Very nice. one thing that we saw a hell of a lot of there was that when people were coming back to get their checkpoint, they'll hit people on lower checkpoints, and that happens a lot more in the caves. And so, actually, before we continue, I'm going to mess with this and make it so we're always in the caves. Is that okay with you, gentlemen?
I think that sounds like a
Yeah?
good idea.
All right, let's do that. Just because I think that they're even more interesting in the caves. So we'll go back to checkpoints. The whole point. I'm going to turn off the bounce, just because they makes for a longer games. But basically, anything that we show from here, you could augment by making them bouncy, which is a lot of fun. So what we can do is we'll show one where there's absolutely no order at all. But I like to combine that with having more of them on the screen. And we'll make them a little bit bigger. Just cause. Let's change a whole heap of settings. Once again, a mode of Party Golf that we've never played before. So there they are. Now they don't have numbers on them. It doesn't matter what order they get hit in at all. So I'm going to show that by going down to this one here first. Even though it was a poor choice. Oh. Oh. No! No.
Denied.
No, it wasn't! Spoke too
Are
soon,
you
Aaron.
kidding?
What an amazing end there. I love that.
Edge of the seat action.
Every time. And you'll notice that with a lot of these category videos here, actually all of the category videos we've done so far, if you have a look at the other ones on the channel, we've been playing with the default ball. You could change any of this to be that we're suddenly bananas. And I'm just doing that. I'm not doing those ball shapes in these videos just because I don't feel like it. And I'm not a huge fan of bananas myself, but I know for a fact that there are people out there that would play all of these in order, same as us, but with bananas. Oh my goodness.
I feel that we should demonstrate it with cats and dogs.
Ben's very attached to our cats and dog shapes, and so he should be, because I believe some of those were chosen by Kickstarter backers, and I will say that they are some really great shapes that some people have done. But I'm a purist at heart. I like the rounded ball here.
Lindsay, it's not all about you.
Hey, but I am the one doing these videos. I'm player one. I have the control. I'm going to drop the size down, and let's put them. Let's keep them unordered, because what I want to show here is a toggling mode. So I remember showing these features to the rest of the development team. We're like, oh yeah, there's some normal stuff here of changing the order and all that sort of stuff. And then I said, but you can toggle them. And what that means is that when you go through one that you already have, you will undo your great hard work. So let's see that in action. We're collecting them as normal.
There we go. I've just accidentally unfollowed one.
And yeah, suddenly the ones that you've collected are now things that you're going to want to have to avoid, lest you ruin your score.
Ow.
This also works on the ordered ones as well. No reason for the ones with numbers to be my choice here. I just felt like it. So if you undo an earlier number, you actually undo all the numbers after that. So if you had 1, 2, and 3, and you went back through 1, you'd go back to before 1. That'd all be gone.
Terrifying.
Yeah, it's a terrifying thing, and you end up with quite long rounds where people were like, you're your own worst enemy for most of it.
That was a hilarious interaction there between purple and blue. Hilarious for some.
Maybe we should zoom in on it and put it in the trailer.
Oh.
Oh, I did the only one I had done.
So cheers have been replaced with groans. And that's also a good thing.
That's my favourite part about this mode, is there's just, I've taken about 10 minutes with one checkpoint here.
You really have there, Red, haven't you?
You've come back in and, you nearly won
I
it.
nearly did it. I nearly got it.
You will notice that I did have to avoid the checkpoint that I then already had.
Yes.
That was part of the problem. I couldn't just shoot around
That's
blindly,
right.
so...
That is absolutely right.
Well, speaking of shooting around blindly, we've got yellow up in the corner there, so it's great. Yeah, so it all came down to checkpoint count for everyone else there, once Aaron didn't sync with me. So I like that one, but wait, there's more. I wish I'd been saying that throughout all of these videos. What we'll do is, I'll turn off toggle mode, so we'll just show one thing at a time here. We're going to do battle mode. So you can change what it means to be how many people can have a checkpoint open at one time. We'll do battle mode first, which means that at any one point in time, a checkpoint can only be owned by the last person who went through it. And I will guarantee you, I'll make the Lindsay guarantee here that we will not finish this particular round. At least not in terms of going into the hole. What will happen is that it'll be based upon how many checkpoints we have at the end.
There's a lot more area control in these sorts of.
Absolutely, Aaron. It is an area control thing that we've got here.
And now, naturally, that pairs really well with power-ups as well.
Yes.
To force people out of the way so you have the most number.
Absolutely.
Wait, Lindsay, these are mine.
Yeah, so absolutely what Ben's done here is he's like, I've got these two in my sights.
Yes.
And what you can, this isn't a great level for it, but if you can line up 2 or 3 that you can easily re-get with one shot or something, you know, then you're able to, at last minute perhaps, or last second, get what you need. Yellow might have this, but it's all going to change even in the last few seconds.
Nearly.
So I ended up with 0, even after collecting so many.
Now I'm not sure. Can these be toggleable at the same time as be?
Aaron, what an amazing question. I thought I wouldn't do this, but you can do battle mode with toggle. So let's try that. The only real difference that you will notice is if you go through one that you already have. And so I'm only doing this to appease you mostly, to show that yes, all combinations of checkpoint settings do make sense with each other.
Colour me appeased.
So green or... So I don't know if we've shown it yet, but if anyone goes through their own one, it will go back to
There we go.
empty. It'll
That's
be
it.
back off again. Considering I can barely even hit one, I can't even illustrate that very well, but just handing yellow the game up there.
It really is. There's a free one up there.
There is. I undid my own one. I can't get it back even, because I am literally the worst.
Oh no.
Oh, here we go. I've got a
Out of
chance.
time.
I could get more. I could have more. Don't undo my own. Ooh. Blue saved me
saved you.
there.
Oh look,
The really interesting interaction there. Perfect 3 there.
3. Amazing.
So I was going to come back down because of gravity and undo my own one, but because Blue came back through, collected it on the way through, that was great. That was amazing. He saved my bacon. So yes, there's that battle mode. I'm going to turn off toggle again. And this one is... this other way of changing the default collecting is called collectivism, where if you get it for everyone else. So now we're working effectively as a team. Somewhat. And again, you could put toggle mode into this, and then that just messes with everyone. Because you can toggle off for everyone else as well.
So you have a liability there on your team, maybe.
Absolutely. But this version that we're going to play here, even if we go through that one that we've all got, it'll stay there forever. That's on forever now. This works with the numbered version as well. I haven't gotten to do my strategy here where I just sit around the hole and wait for everyone else to get it.
Well, just
Blue's definitely doing that. I don't get my strategy because I'm still stuck at my spawn. I started up so much higher. Things is hard. So I wasn't paying attention to you up there, Blue, but were you sitting in the hole and it just
No,
triggered when someone else got it, or did
No,
you go
so
out and do it?
I missed the second one. I said
Right.
last, and then I went and got the last one after someone got that
Oh,
one.
that was very nice. That was very nice. Let's turn on the toggle mode of this. So, Aaron's favourite thing, to turn on some toggle. Why not make them bouncy
And
as
some
well?
collisions. I reckon that's a great idea.
We don't want to, you know, go through too many of these things. Look at that, that's amazing. I reckon
So
people
I
are going
guess
to undo these by accident now.
It's in everyone's best interest to not hit them now,
Hmm.
since they're for everybody.
And so you might say, oh, Lindsay, but now, like, everyone's going to have the same number of checkpoints. How do you win? Especially if you can't get into the hole. Because people are undoing that checkpoint back there. Basically, it's whoever, in this particular mode, it'll be whoever's closest to any of the remaining undone checkpoints.
Right.
Which actually is a detriment to the people who are messing around with the checkpoints that are, you know, they're trolling one back there. Unless that checkpoint's off when the round ends. It depends. It really does depend.
This is a perfect map to illustrate the toggles, I think.
It is. We keep on accidentally undoing them. Wouldn't it be a shame if someone hit this one right at the end and ruined it for everyone? A good way to avoid all of that is to also reduce the number. So yeah, we all had the same checkpoint count, and it was all about who was closest.
See what I did there as Blue as well, as I untapped a checkpoint and then sat right next to it for the end.
Yeah, we basically just talked out the dominant strategy there, and I will admit that in this, with the amount of flexibility we have here, there are a few dominant strategies depending on what you do. But there's always something you can do in the settings to combat that, and our game modes always never have that. Our
That's
game
right.
modes have been tested to
It's
not have
also
that
part
sort
of the
stuff.
fun as well to find those strategies too.
It is.
And show them to people.
Absolutely it is. So I'm going to make one, we're going to do one last customized thing here to wrap up this ways to play video. I'm going to make it so there's heaps of them. It doesn't matter about the order again. I'm going to keep the order off. I'm going to make them huge though, just cause. So let's go up from normal size and let's make them pretty big, because we can do that. No, I've changed my mind. This is how player 1 sits in the menus for too long. I'm going to make them super tiny. I've changed my mind. They're not going to be bouncy, but they are going to be toggleable, and it's going to be normal collecting rules. So what this means is that there's going to be a lot to collect. Oh, it's going to be battle mode, sorry. It's going to be a lot of these in a battle mode. Ben's just face palming here. Oh, I didn't make enough, you guys. I didn't make enough. I want some more. Oh, I only pressed 5, that's why. But let's make it like 20, because why not?
Sounds good. Oh, look, you got that perfect. That would be a beautiful arc.
Imagine if someone got it. Oh, it wasn't me. I didn't
I'm
get it.
actually
purple.
gonna try.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I do love battle mode with just one. You can see that changing the size of these checkpoints it's messed with it again. It's messed with the settings again. It's made it so that like it's harder to hit.
Look at
Nice
that.
shot. I think if someone did this with no time limit and then still managed to try and like, you know, you still have to win somehow. So you have to get all 10
That's right.
and get it in. I think you could play this particular mode for an hour and you still wouldn't make it in the hole. And to the haters out there that would say that's a broken game mode, I say to you, there are people out there that would enjoy that mode. And I might not even be one of those people, but I am certain that there would be people out there that would
Absolutely.
enjoy messing around in this crazy mode for like an hour or something like that. Speaking of an hour, this game mode this video has gone on for a little bit long now, so I reckon that once we finish this particular round, I'll wrap up this game's ways to play party golf video. I've forgotten what these series of videos are called now. Glad we don't have toggle on there, because that would have changed that.
Oh, no,
Nice purple. You've got a little trail there.
I had my little Connect 4 going on there, and
Someone ruined it.
someone ruined it.
So I don't know, like I can get 3 here, but blue and blue's already got 3 that are guaranteed unless
Yeah.
someone goes up and gets them. And now he's messing with those. I think the only thing that's worthwhile doing is getting rid of those blue ones up there. It's the only thing that can be done.
No. That's the worst
Blue
decision of your life.
disagrees.
Worst decision of your life, man. No, leave them alone.
I've got him at the end. Was it enough to win?
I'm not
Ah.
No, someone
Yeah.
else had 3 and they were closest
Yeah,
to their
Blue had
nearest undone checkpoint.
3,
That's
3.
amazing. Well, thanks for checking out this Ways to Play video, and make sure you check out some of the other ones on this channel as well. Cheers.